There's something strange happening in the compact car segment. For years, if someone wanted a small sedan, the conversation usually ended with the same names: Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, maybe a Mazda 3 if they wanted something a little more interesting. Then, Kia showed up with the K4, and suddenly a category that most people considered boring became surprisingly competitive. Because the 2027 K4 isn't trying to be the cheapest option, it isn't trying to be the fastest, and it definitely isn't trying to copy everybody else. Instead, it feels like Kia looked at the entire compact sedan market and asked a simple question: what if we gave buyers almost everything they actually want without pushing them into a more expensive mid-size car? After spending time examining the K4, I think that question deserves a serious answer. Exterior design and dimensions. The first thing that stands out is that the K4 doesn't look like a traditional compact sedan. In fact, parked next to many competitors, it appears larger than its class suggests. The long wheelbase, aggressive front fascia, and sleek roofline create a profile that looks closer to an entry-level sports sedan than an economy car. From certain angles, there's even a hint of fastback styling. The vertical lighting elements give the front end a distinctive identity, while the sculpted side panels help break up what could be otherwise a simple sedan shape. It's not everyone will love immediately, but that's exactly why it works. You remember it. And in a segment filled with safe designs, that's a significant advantage. Interior and daily comfort. Open the door, and the K4 immediately feels more expensive than most people expect. The dashboard layout is clean, modern, and refreshingly uncluttered. Higher trims bring upscale materials that genuinely elevate the cabin experience. The seats strike a nice balance between support and comfort, making longer drives less tiring than you might expect from a compact sedan. Road seat space is particularly impressive. Adults can comfortably sit in the back without feeling squeezed, and that's something many compact cars still struggle with. Road trips, commuting, and daily life all feel effortless because the cabin simply has room to breathe. Even cargo space is competitive, making grocery runs, luggage, and daily life easier than expected. Technology and safety. Kia has built a reputation for offering technology that feels one class above its price point, and the K4 continues that trend. The available panoramic digital display creates a modern environment that rivals vehicles costing thousands more. Menus are intuitive, graphics are sharp, and response times are quick. Wireless smartphone integration remains a major convenience, while multiple USB ports ensure passengers stay connected. On the safety side, the K4 comes loaded with driver assistance systems. Features like adaptive cruise control, lane centering assistance, blind spot monitoring, and forward collision avoidance help reduce stress during everyday driving. More importantly, these systems generally operate smoothly without feeling overly intrusive. Performance and driving feel. The biggest surprise isn't how fast the K4 is, it's how refined it feels. The standard engine provides enough power for daily driving, merging, and highway travel without feeling strained. Drivers looking for more excitement can step up to the turbocharged version, which transforms the car's personality considerably. Acceleration becomes noticeably more responsive, and passing slower traffic requires much less planning. The steering is predictable, body control is well managed, and the suspension does a respectable job balancing comfort with composure. Is it a sports sedan? No, but it's far more engaging than many people expect. Real-world fuel economy. Official fuel economy numbers always look impressive on paper. What matters is what happens after 6 months of commuting. Based on current Kia efficiency trends and powertrain development, the K4 should continue delivering competitive real-world MPG figures.
Highway drivers will likely be particularly satisfied, while mixed city driving remains efficient enough to keep fuel expenses reasonable. For buyers moving from an SUV or crossover, the savings at the pump could become one of the vehicle's biggest long-term advantages.
Daily driving experience. This is where the K4 starts making a lot of sense. Visibility is solid, parking is straightforward, the controls are easy to learn, the cabin remains relatively quiet during highway travel. These small details often matter more than horsepower numbers because they're the things owners experience every single day. The K4 feels like a car designed by people who understand commuting, and that's a compliment. Long-term reliability. Reliability remains one of the most important questions buyers ask. While no one can fully predict long-term results for a 2027 model, Kia's recent quality improvements have been significant. Modern Kia vehicles have consistently moved closer to established reliability leaders over the past several years. The K4 benefits from proven engineering, widespread dealer support, and powertrains that are not pushing extreme levels of performance. That combination generally contributes to better long-term durability. If properly maintained, there's good reason to expect ownership experiences that are largely trouble-free. Maintenance and repair costs. One area where Kia often performs well is maintenance cost. Routine services are typically affordable compared with many European alternatives. Parts availability is generally strong, and independent repair shops are increasingly familiar with Kia vehicles. Over 5 to 10 years, owners should find maintenance expenses manageable, especially when compared with luxury-branded competitors that offer similar technology. The key, as always, is sticking to scheduled maintenance intervals. Ownership costs and resale value. Ownership costs involve much more than fuel and maintenance. Insurance, depreciation, repairs, and resale value all matter. Historically, Kia vehicles have improved substantially in resale value, though Toyota and Honda still tend to lead this category. The K4's modern design and technology package could help strengthen future resale performance. While it may not retain value quite as aggressively as a Civic, it should remain competitive enough to satisfy most buyers. Overall ownership economics appear strong. Hidden features and surprises. A few things stand out after spending time with the K4. First, the rear seat room feels closer to a mid-size sedan than a compact. Second, the technology package genuinely punches above its class. Third, the overall refinement is better than many people expect from a vehicle at this price point. The biggest surprise might be how complete the package feels. Nothing about the car screams compromise. Comparison with competitors. Against the Honda Civic, the K4 offers more dramatic styling and often more equipment for the money. Compared with the Toyota Corolla, it feels more modern and visually distinctive. Against the Mazda 3, it offers greater rear seat practicality. And when compared to the Nissan Sentra, the Kia generally presents a more premium overall experience. Each competitor has strengths, but the K4 manages to be remarkably well-rounded. Pros and cons. Pros: eye-catching exterior design, spacious rear seating, strong technology package, competitive real-world MPG, comfortable daily driver, attractive ownership costs, impressive value for money. Cons: resale value may still trail Civic and Corolla. Base engine isn't particularly exciting. Some competitors offer slightly sharper handling. Long-term reliability data is still developing. Final verdict: would I buy it? The most impressive thing about the 2027 Kia K4 isn't one specific feature. It's the absence of major weaknesses. It looks modern, feels refined, offers plenty of technology,
delivers practical fuel economy, and should remain relatively affordable to own. That's a difficult combination to achieve. Would I buy one? If I wanted a compact sedan that balances style, comfort, technology, reliability potential, maintenance cost, and overall value, the 2027 Kia K4 would absolutely be on my shortlist. And for many buyers, it might be the smartest alternative to the usual Civic and Corolla choices. Should I buy the 2027 Kia K4 or a crossover? If fuel economy and driving dynamics matter more than cargo space, the K4 is a compelling choice.